this image.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Iconic to say the least. And this image, to the wrestling video game fan, may be just as iconic. WWF Wrestlemania was the first release on the Nintendo Entertainment System and would be the first in a near 30-year span of WWF and WWE licensed video games on home consoles. Developed by Rare, Wrestlemania would be published by Acclaim, kicking off a decade-long partnership between the company and the World Wrestling Federation. The game came out as the WWF continued to gain momentum all over the world. The company was just about to host its second straight WrestleMania event in Atlantic City, with the main event pitting the two most popular superstars in the company against each other in a bout for the WWF Championship. Those wrestlers, Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. The thought process was the game was going to help promote WrestleMania 5, but there really is no resemblance or relation between the two. Still, if you were a wrestling fan and a kid who enjoyed video games, WWF Wrestlemania on the NES was a great way to try and live out the event you were waiting to see. Now, WrestleMania featured 4 other wrestlers on top of Hogan and Savage: the Honky Tonk Man, Andre the Giant, Ted DiBiase, and Bam Bam Bigelow. Players can select any of the 6 superstars in a match against the computer, a second player, or in a tournament for the WWF Championship. The gameplay is pretty basic. You punch, kick, and well, that's the long and the short of it. There is the possibility of executing a body slam if you're Hulk Hogan, or even a move from the top rope, although the big boys Andre and Bam Bam can't pull that off. During the game, you'll notice that if you take a lot of damage, your wrestler may start to light up or change a shade of red. That represents the player getting angry and was designed to help even the odds in terms of the gameplay. A player flashing red can actually dish out more damage than his counterpart. Each wrestler has a damage meter, and once your meter is depleted, you're fit to be pinned. However, your meter does replenish itself slowly over time, and there's also the addition of wrestler-exclusive icons that dance across the top of the ring that you can pick up. These icons can add to your health, giving you a fighting chance against your opponent. You can't pick up another wrestler's icon, but here's a tip. Try to avoid wrestling toward the top of the ring. If you knock down your opponent and one of their icons hops by, they'll absorb it even while laying on the apron. Well, that can work in your favor if you're the one flat on your back. It can be counterproductive, so wrestle accordingly. During matches, each wrestler will have their theme play following the game's original background music. The tunes are actually pretty good, all things considered, and if you're like me and played a lot of this over the years, the themes can get stuck in your head and replay over and over again. If you're particular about a specific wrestler's tune, you can pause the game, which provides its own unique sound, and then the game will play the opposite theme of the wrestlers involved once you return to the action. While you can attempt to defeat 5 other opponents and capture the championship in a single-player mode, the option for a 6-player tournament is a lot of fun. There's no NES 4-score required to play, players just take turns passing the controllers around. I went to many a birthday party where WrestleMania tournaments were the center of the festivities. Andre was the easy favorite, though to my knowledge, there's no real advantage to any wrestler. They all have a punch, a kick, and a backwards attack with no benefit to one over the other, really. It's a pretty balanced game. WWF Wrestlemania was the first licensed game on the NES for the Global Wrestling Company, but compared to other wrestling games on the console, Nintendo's Pro Wrestling for example, it's not the most popular wrestling title. There are many games before and after WrestleMania on the NES that are better, but this was the first in a long line of wrestling games that would begin a near 30-year run on video game platforms.
Wait a minute here. It looks like the Superfly is playing the Nintendo game WrestleMania. Look out. Jesse, how's he doing?
Well, you know one thing, McMahon.
What?
If the Superfly can play it, you can get it for your pet monkey for Christmas.
Stop it. This is big, very big in the Fiji Islands as well as all over everywhere.